Hey everyone, it's Angela with Mystic Moon, bringing you guys a special kind of a reading today. And so this one could be triggering. So that's why I do have in the section below, just, trigger warning. There will be some decks that have some profanity in them. So if you guys are either triggered by that or you don't like that kind of, use of words, I would definitely skip this video. But this video is going to be for divine feminines out there. It doesn't matter if you consider yourself to be a twin flame on your own spiritual healing journey. It doesn't matter if you are a female or male. This is for feminine energy, okay? So I just wanted to do this today because I just have a lot to say. And so if you guys are not interested in hearing any of this and you want to go straight to the reading, not a problem at all. I will put that timestamp down below, as well as everything that I'm using in this reading today. So before we get started, I am using the Archangel Michael Orgonites from Wing and Bell. So they have two different types. They have the blue and the gold. I just really felt it was appropriate to have Archangel Michael here today, just with a lot of things that we're going to be diving into. This is going to be a deep reading. This is going to be a long reading. So if you guys are into it, great. If you're not, you might want to skip this one. But everything will be down below. There's their information, all of the decks that I've created. If you're international, email me. I'll send you a special link. But if you're in the US, you can go straight to my shop and purchase these decks. And then I'm using a lot of different decks from other creators as well. And so we're going to be just diving into all kinds of just shadowy things, but also some healing energy too. So it's not going to be, super negative or anything, even though we might bring forth some kind of, deep energy. And also what I want to say, you guys, is that if you do hear some background noises, my little kitten Tinkerbell just got fixed on Monday. But since she's been back, I do have this cat named Harley. He's just not taking to her well. It's going to take him a few days. So you guys might hear some hissing in the background. So that's what that noise is, okay? So a number of things could happen. A cat could growl, a cat could puke, there could be a cat fight, there could be many things. So just, try to ignore it best as you can. So I'm going to kind of go into some of my own personal stuff. So one of the reasons that I was drawn to do this reading today is because I had done a couple of readings at the beginning of this week. I think it was Monday. Yeah, Monday. And they were really fun readings for Valentine's. I did a very sexy kind of a reading. I think that's something I'm going to probably post on Saturday. I did this cute little reading with these little boxes. So it's like a fun little message about your love life. And I'm thinking to myself, you know what? Valentine's week is not always a good week for everybody out there. Now, I happen to be in a really incredible relationship. I've been in this relationship for quite some time. But even though I'm in this relationship, I still do have ups and downs when it comes to my issues with past people, things that I haven't been able to let go of, things that I haven't been able to work through. And it's actually one of the reasons that I had my spiritual awakening and got onto my own, spiritual journey, was because of those past ties, because of those past connections. So even though I have moved forward in my physical life and I have been able to find happiness, it doesn't mean that has taken away the pain and the trauma and the triggers that I'm still navigating today. So that's why I am on this journey with you guys. This is one of the reasons why I became a reader. So it's interesting how your trauma and your issues and all of those things kind of lead to your purpose, and the whole twin flame thing and everything has all tied into my life personally. But, I very much navigate, two very different energies. And so my point is that I'm going to have a great week, at least so I thought. I have an incredible night planned with my man on Friday night, and that's all great. And I know that I was high vibe, like, I'm going to do a bunch of readings. It's going to be so fun. It's going to be a great week. It's going to be so romantic and cute. And then I was triggered. And it's interesting because I just feel like you're meant to be triggered at certain times when you're either not dealing with something or something is still an issue. It's still something that you need to face, something that you need to figure out. And just because someone else loves you, just because you're happy in another relationship doesn't heal those wounds, you guys. It doesn't heal the wounds. We can move on into other relationships. But if we do not do the work and work on ourselves, these issues are not going to dissolve. They're not going to go away like magic. Somebody else's love is not going to heal you. It's just not. And so this is something that I'm having to navigate in my own personal journey. So anyways, I'm watching, Bridget Jones' Diary, #1. And so if you guys have seen this movie, you guys are going to know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, it's a really enjoyable movie. But Bridget Jones, she fancies her boss. Okay. Her boss is Daniel Cleaver, which is Hugh Grant. And, he's really sexy and really cute. And they have like this little banter, this flirtation thing going back and forth. And they end up hooking up and they end up spending a lot of time together. And even though they're not talking about marriage and, saying I love you and all this other stuff, they're obviously having a connection and they're spending time together and it seems mutual, right? So anyways, they end up going away for the weekend together and she is going to be taking him to some sort of like family function on her part, but he ends up getting called into work or something. So he has to go back into town. And so she decides to stay and then she's just going to obviously see him when she returns. So when she returns back into town, she decides she's going to swing by his place. And when she swings by, he seems fine. He doesn't seem like there's anything going on, anything's wrong. But he is kind of rushing her out and just saying, hey, you know what? Why don't I finish up and then I'll go ahead and meet up with you later. And she kind of gets this feeling because she hears something and she decides that she's going to bust through the bedroom door and kind of figure out what the hell's going on. Well, she busts open the door, there's nothing there. And so she feels really stupid. She feels like she overreacted. And so she apologizes and says, maybe she's just tired. And, I'm so sorry. I don't know what I thought, blah, blah, blah. So anyways, he walks her downstairs. And as she's about ready to exit the door, she sees this pink sweater that is on the coat rack. And so she's like, what the hell? So she storms back upstairs. She busts open the bedroom door, but this time she goes into the bathroom. And when she opens up the bathroom, there is a naked woman sitting on the tub, and she has this like huge portfolio that's covering her private parts, and just the look on her face and what she was feeling in that moment, it just triggered me. It triggered me all the way back to something that I experienced a long time ago. Now, I didn't walk in on anybody. It wasn't like that. I know that there are some people that have gone through that, and that must be absolutely devastating. I couldn't even imagine. I don't know who I'd kill. But it just very much brought me back to something that made me feel just so crazy. It made me question everything. It made me doubt myself. It made me feel like shit. It made me feel just worthless. And it really, really just really did a number on me. It did a number on my heart. It did a number on my self-esteem. It did a number on my ego. I mean, everything. Demolished me. And, for a long time, I really thought that it ruined me forever. And in some ways, it did change me forever. In some ways, it is still with me, obviously, because I watched this movie and it triggers this pain. And when I'm watching this movie and I felt that pain in my stomach and in my heart, I just was like, oh my God, like it's still there. Like I can still feel this. I can still remember how that felt, just being played with, being lied to, not being respected enough to just be honest when being confronted. It's kind of like, it is amazing the lengths that people will go to in order to dodge the truth and to dodge having to look like an asshole. If I ever got caught red-handed or somebody said, did you say this? I'm one of those people that I'm going to own up to my shit immediately. If somebody said, I heard that you said this about me, or, hey, I see this text, this is something that you said, it was very hurtful to me, I'm going to own up to it. There are some people out there that will, even with the evidence that you have right in front of you and you're showing it to them, that they have a way to basically say, oh yeah, no, that's not true. Totally gaslight you, make you feel like you're crazy. And we're not throwing around labels today, such as narcissism or anything like that. So if anything comes up here today, that is for you to use at your own discernment or with your own discernment. We're not labeling anyone today. But I just remember, what was the fucking point? Why go through all of these hoops? Why go through all of this crap just to basically dump me 2 months after that fact, So this was like a total of 4 months. So the thing is, you guys, when it comes to connections, it doesn't matter whether or not you've known somebody just briefly or you've known them your entire lives. It still hits you the same. So it's like the first 2 months, bliss, the last 2 months, hell, literally heaven and hell. That's how I describe that connection. So the first 2 months was me, I guess, just being fucking blind. And the last 2 months was me just being completely toyed with and completely just, I don't even understand the point. So my point of even bringing all of this up is that I still have my days where I feel rage. I still have my days where I just don't fucking get it. I still have my days where I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to have to get through this on my own because it's already been so long and this person has never, made any attempts to make these wrongs right, has never made any attempts to reach out to me in any way, shape, or form, has never given me any indication that they've ever thought about me again. And so it forces me on my own to have to basically get through this on my own. So I'm just being very real and honest with you guys today because maybe there are some of you that are feeling this way as well. And even if you've moved on with your lives, like I have, it doesn't mean that the trigger and the pain is still not there, that the trauma is still, that the trauma has basically been dealt with or healed. So I'm still very much trying to heal this. And I feel like a lot of people that are drawn to, let's just say, the twin flame journey are dealing with these types of energies, and they are, finding ways to navigate through this crap and to survive and to be the best versions of themselves. So ultimately, this particular connection has actually helped me to be a better person. It's helped me to empower myself, to find my mission. And so it has aligned me with that. But at the same time, I do still battle with unconditional love. I still do battle with forgiveness. I still battle with rage and pain and all of those things. And let's face it, if you are a female, so this is going to be one of the only times that I say this specifically to the females out there watching this video, and I don't want to exclude the men, but biologically, I guess, women have certain hormones and things like that, whether they are premenstrual, whether they're going through menopause, whether you are perimenopausal, whatever the heck that's called, which is the stage I feel that I am in. You're going to be going through a fluctuation of emotions and feelings, and sometimes you're going to be feeling great and other times you're not going to be feeling so great. So how do we deal with it? How do we get through all this crap? We're not meant to be perfect, you guys. And I think that sometimes in the spiritual community, we have a tendency to feel like failures because we're not feeling so great, because we're not in that love and light energy with our either divine masculine or our twin flame or whoever else you're dealing with on this twin flame journey. Let me tell you, there are other people that are a part of my healing process as well. And I do struggle with those connections, and they were never even romantic. They were just soul connections that I made with other people on this particular journey. So I still have to navigate that stuff as well, but it's all a part of my journey. It's all a part of my healing. And Chips even agrees, which is why he just walked through the screen. It's just, you might have to go in the same circles over and over again before you finally get to the healing or the wisdom that you need. Do we really ever truly heal? I don't know. I think that we just learn to finally transmute energy. That's why a lot of times when you hear people saying, I need to just stop thinking about this, I need to cut this energy off, sometimes we need to take those abrupt approaches. Absolutely. Sometimes we need to hate somebody in order to just step away. But these things do have a way of making their way back around because we didn't deal with it. So you can try to cut away, you can try to hate, you can try to push something away, but unless you learn how to dance with that energy, learn how to just kind of do the tango with that energy, you're never really going to feel peace. You're just not going to. So that's why I always say learn to dance with this situation, because if you can't, then you're not going to be able to find peace. So let's try to find this peace together today, you guys. We're going to jump into our shadows. We're going to get a little sassy. We're going to cuss a little bit here and there because that's just who I am anyways. And so again, if you're not feeling this energy and this vibe right now, you're not feeling like this is a reading for you, don't trigger yourself. Just click off right now and just enjoy the other videos that come through this week. But it is going to be a long one, so get ready. And let's get started. I did create an outline. So how I do my readings, you guys, I do put a lot of time and energy into the selection of the cards that I want to use together, how I want to do the outline. Sometimes I do just wing it, but other times, like today, I was like, you know what? No, this is a specific, very deep reading. We really need some answers today, Spirit. So that's why we're doing it, okay? And I think somebody had commented on the picture post. You know how I do the picture post, you guys? I try to do them every other day. Somebody had commented, like, I don't like these picture posts. And what I have to say to that person is, shut up. Seriously, it's like really all this effort and all this just effort and energy that I put into these readings, get the fuck out of here. If you don't like it, then just move on. Go to somebody else's channel or just maybe just click off altogether. You know, unsubscribe, right? Seriously, so irritating. But I'm kind of sassy, which is why I wanted to bring that up today, because it was irritating. So let's go ahead and get into it. So the very first thing that we're going to do, you guys, is we are going to go into what is bringing us into this reading today. Seriously, what is bringing us into this reading? So we're going to go into these fantastic cards. I love these cards. Again, we are not labeling anyone. We're not playing a psychologist, even though I like to pretend I have a PhD sometimes. We are going to be going into the therapy flashcards, and we're going to combine them and get some, clarification using the Morgan Greer Tarot. So let's get into it. I'm going to grab 3 cards. These may not resonate with everybody out there, so as usual, please just take what resonates with you and get rid of anything that doesn't. What are the main reasons that are bringing the viewers, and even myself, because I'm a part of this, into this reading today? Let's get it. We have repression. Oh my God. I was just talking about this. When you try to repress something, it has a way of rearing its ugly head at one time or another. That's why it's one of the reasons that it's not good to repress your anger and to repress your shadows. Now, I am not telling people to rage, to flip out, to throw shit around, even though sometimes that can feel really good. I'm not condoning that, okay? But when we try to repress what we're really thinking and what we're really feeling, and we go straight to love and light without doing any of the forgiveness, the work, just to say it, just to put it out into the universe. I forgive you. Bullshit. No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't forgive somebody in 5 fucking minutes. It doesn't work like that. You're in this energy for a reason. You got to go through it. It's kind of like there's 5 stages of grief. The reason that those things have been put into place is because that is the natural process. You go through denial, you go through bargaining, you go through depression, you go through all of those stages for a reason. That is to basically get to, the eventual outcome of accepting it. So repression, what can spirits tell us about repression? Let's get it. Okay, what is this energy that we may be repressing? We have the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles, what I'm picking up on is slow moving energy, but it's also about being committed and doing the work, literally committing to doing the work. So some of us might be just repressing this energy and not wanting to deal with something. So we are repressing ourselves by doing nothing, by basically staying dead in our tracks. We also might feel angry and upset because somebody else did not do the work. They didn't give us the time and the energy of actually doing things the right way. The right way would have been somebody like the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is somebody who would be very honest, somebody very trustworthy, somebody that's willing to, do the work instead of just cutting your ass off or ghosting you or just maybe sending you a stupid text. So there's definitely that energy here where we're feeling either repressed anger because of this, or we're repressing doing the work, taking the natural steps in what it takes. Because there's a lot of people on this journey that say, well, I don't know how to heal, or I don't know how to get there, or I don't know how to stop feeling so angry, or when am I going to be able to let this go? People want to jump to the healing immediately rather than taking the steps that it takes to get to the healing. And sometimes those steps are really filled with a lot of anger and a lot of depression and a lot of sadness and downer energy. People don't want to feel down. People don't want to feel depressed. People don't want to face the dark. That sucks. But sometimes you have to. Sometimes you have to do the work. And sometimes it's boring, or it sucks, or it seems like it's going to take forever. So sometimes instead of doing that work, we just jump into something else that's going to relieve us from our pain. What else? We have the King of Rods. Okay, so we do have two people coming up here, you guys. I do see the Knights and I do see the Kings in Tarot as masculine energy. And since I'm dealing with divine feminines today on this reading, it may be that we're repressing our energy perhaps with someone else. So in my case, am I repressing myself by being in another relationship? I could be to a certain extent. I am happy in this relationship and I have no desire to ever leave this relationship. So I'm not necessarily in this energy where I'm using someone else until this person shows up. I don't need this person to show back up in my life. Would it be great if they wanted to apologize and make amends? Sure, that'd be great, but I'm not expecting it. So this King of Rods to me is this energy here where we might be repressing ourselves by maybe being with someone else. And I think on some level, maybe I have done that. Maybe I have not felt all this energy. And so since I've been with my current mate for such a long period of time, that's why after so many years, all of this stuff is starting to resurface because I repressed it perhaps. So I feel like this is definitely something that some of you guys can relate with. If you're in other relationships, this energy that you've repressed is still with you. It's still coming up, but it is coming up for a reason. You have to do the work. You can't skip the work just because you enter into another relationship. Oh my, do I need to say more? Do I need to say more? The Hierophant is about marriages and commitments and other relationships. But let me tell you something. What I am getting from this, you guys, there is an energy here of stability. I get that from the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is somebody that you can count on. The Knight of Pentacles is somebody that is trustworthy, somebody that's basically in there for the long haul. This like steady wins the race. This is slow, methodical energy. And then the King of Rods is the King of Wands. And the King of Wands is very fiery, very passionate, kind of lights your belly kind of energy. Could get you very angry and riled up. There is a spiritual lesson here. Do you see these keys on this particular card? There is a spiritual lesson in all of this. There's a spiritual lesson when it comes to your current relationship, if you are in one. You guys may not be in one, so please don't take this part of the message or reading if that's not your story. But through this commitment that you've made to yourself, the Hierophant is about spiritual connections and spiritual commitments, spiritual understanding, spirituality, period. There's a spiritual lesson in all of this for you. Now, what I'm getting here is that if some of you guys are single, there is perhaps another person, perhaps that is meant to come into your life, if that is what you're looking for. If some of you guys do not want that, if some of you guys only want to stay focused on this particular person that you're dealing with, that is okay. There is no wrong or right way to do anything. Don't let anybody tell you that. There's a lot of people on this twin flame journey that are trying to tell other people what to do. And if you do this, then you won't get... How the fuck did this become like a religion where there's certain rules that you have to follow to get this or to get that? To me, that doesn't jive with me. It doesn't jive with me at all. But what I am getting from this here is that overall, there's a spiritual lesson to be understood and that to be derived from this whole situation. There could be two people in your life. There may be one person at the root of this. There might be someone else. This could be someone evolved, as in the same person. There's two people looking at each other, though. That's kind of interesting to me. These two masculines are looking at each other. So this could be somebody that's reflecting about themselves. You're reflecting on this connection. It could even be that your other person is repressed currently and they're reflecting on themselves, or they see you and them and vice versa. So there's a mirroring going on. There's a triggering going on. There's all kinds of energies here coming through this reading. So please take what your story is. Don't take what my story is if that's not your story. But yeah, I two people and then two keys. Do you see that? Two keys. So there's definitely an energy of two people. Could be twin flame energy. Could be two people. Could be commitment. spiritual learning, higher understanding in this life, whatever this is. This could be transformation of the self, going from a knight to a king, the growth, the development, mastering something in this life through this connection. You see? So whoever is watching this, please take what makes sense to you. All right. But that's one of the main reasons that we're being brought into this reading. Let's get another. And I do want to point out, some people say, you're reading on your own shit. That may be true sometimes. It's absolutely impossible for readers to completely take themselves out of the situation energetically, because what if Spirit has a message for you? So what I want to say about that is, if it resonates with you and you're getting something out of what the reader's possibly going through, then what does it matter? So boundaries. Wow, boundaries. Interesting. So another thing that we're being brought to in this reading today, it has to do with repression, but it also has to do with our boundaries. Maybe somebody crossed our boundaries and we're pissed. Maybe we let our guard down and we're also pissed about that. Maybe there's certain boundaries that we have now, that we have now that we didn't have before, and it's because of this situation. I love this. What I'm getting from this immediately, guys, is a lesson in loving yourself. I always see the Ace of Cups as a card of self-love, but I also see it as a hand from the divine. This is a gift. This is a gift. So as pissed off as you are, and as upset as you are, and of all the pain that you might be feeling, this connection, this experience, everything that you went through in order to heal and to become a stronger person was a gift from the divine, period. Two of Cups. Need I say more? Connection brings gift. This divine connection is bringing you the gift of unconditional love within yourself, within your partnership, within your life. This is all about healing. This is all about now helping you to move forward and to create better boundaries in the future. This person may have tore you down just for you to be able to build yourself back up. You get it? So this pain, this energy that was flung at you, it's really about what you do with it now. Do you become a stronger person? Do you survive? Or do you die? The choice is yours, always. I have chosen that I want to survive. I have chosen that I want to be happy. And that's what I've done. But the thing is, nothing's perfect. I still have work to do. And we have the Three of Cups. You know, guys, I shuffled these cards. You saw me. 1, 2, 3. Progression. I love it when I see this. This just means that you are growing. You have grown through this connection. You have grown. Everything that you see around you, Three of Cups, everything that is in your life, you have attracted it. Even the negatives. So this is giving you an opportunity to go through the necessary lessons in order to grow emotionally and spiritually. I see the cups as not only as an emotional suit, but I see it as the spiritual suit. It's about going deep within your emotions, being triggered by other people, because that's one thing that I did say here earlier before we got started. Not only is this particular person going to trigger you, but there's other people on your journey that are going to also trigger and test you. Have you grown? Have you healed? My God. I mean, it's kind of like when you get through one test and then something else happens and you're just like, I thought I was over that. I thought I mastered that. And it's through these other people on your journey that are going to help to test you. And I'm getting here that these people are soulmates, twin flames, karmic partners. These are a collection of people that you've made contracts with. The reason I'm saying that right now is because we've got the 1, the 2, and the 3. So the 2 plus 5, or 2 plus 3 is 5, and then 1 is 6. That's 6 of Cups to me. 6 of Cups is people that we have past life connections to, people that we have soul bonds with. Everything that you're experiencing so far in your life has been meant for you. It's meant for you to go through this and to affect you on such a significant level so you can grow and heal and learn something while you're here. I love it. Okay, so repressed. I'm also getting with that repression energy with the 6 of Cups is that anything that we've repressed from previous lifetimes as well may be hitting you all at once in this particular life. So it might be particularly difficult, a particularly difficult one. Very emotional, spiritual, difficult energy here in this particular lifetime for you. But I'm getting you signed up for it. You wanted to come back into this life and you really wanted your work cut out for you. So you really came forth with a lot of different contracts at one time. But it was all for you to grow. And these 2 cards want to pop out, so I'm gonna take them. I think it means something. Compartmentalization. That's very interesting because not only do I see one connection, I see a very specific connection here, right? Let me grab it. But I see a couple of different connections here. 2 of Cups, your own relationship with yourself and the relationship with a bunch of other people. So there's a lot of people here that are a part of your spiritual growth and journey. It's not just about one person is what I'm getting here, you guys. Yes, there might be one significant, one that stands out as, particularly difficult and challenging for you. But we have compartmentalization. So I feel like that's an extra message just to kind of let you guys know that there's a lot of different energies that are a part of your journey. And there may be other energies in your future. So some of you guys feel like, I'll never love again. I'll never find someone else again. I'm getting it's not true. It's not true. You will learn how to compartmentalize this connection. You will learn how to basically, yes, I have something here, but you know what? I'm moving forward and I'm going to learn to love and open myself up in a different area. That's why I feel like it's coming through. But we also have the energy of codependence. What's bringing you into this reading today? We have codependence. There could be a lot of childhood issues. There's always some kind of childhood crap at the root of it all. And it doesn't mean that we've all had to have shitty childhoods or even abuse or trauma. Some of us may have had very beautiful, wonderful childhoods. I feel like I had a pretty damn good childhood. But the thing is, my relationship with my dad, he wasn't super loving. He wasn't super demonstrative with his affection towards me. And so I feel like as I grew up, I learned that maybe, love means something different. So maybe it did affect me in a negative way. So I've got trauma, even though it's not like this abuse. Do you see what I'm saying? So there's all different types, but I feel like it affects us all the same. So let's get this energy here. Let's clarify some of this. King of Swords. Yeah, so there could be a specific person that we are codependent on. This could even be a partner that we're codependent on now. We're codependent on this person for our happiness. Maybe we thought if we are with this person that everything else is going to go away. Not the case. Not the case. We still have work to do. Doesn't make it all better. 6 of Cups now coming up, you guys. Oh my God. Are you guys seeing this reading? It's crazy. 6 of Cups for a lot of readers is definitely like a soulmate energy. But I just say soul connection because it can all be intertwined. You're connecting with somebody from the past life. Could just be somebody from your past. So this could be somebody from your past that you're still thinking about. King of Swords, very much in your headspace. They could be very cut off from their emotions. Maybe you want healing. Maybe you would love to, reconcile your differences. But unfortunately, Maybe this King of Swords is just not in that state of mind to be able to do that. I was just speaking about a very detached man, my father. So there could be some sort of issues with father. I'm getting that as well. So the reason that a lot of my own stuff is coming through today, you guys, is because I did set it up that way, but it was to help you guys to perhaps identify with me, and that might help some of you out there. I don't always share my personal stuff. Sometimes people love it. Sometimes people are like, really? I really don't need to hear your shit. Fine, no big deal. It's all good. But if this is helping you today, I feel like that's why a lot of my stuff is coming through, and that's why I'm talking about it. I don't do this all the time, so, it's not going to be an everyday occurrence. Five of Wands, look at that, struggle, competition, 5 + 6, number 11. There's some kind of spiritual energy here. There's also that's a master number. So we're mastering something in this life through perhaps whatever this King of Swords energy is. So maybe how we connected with a parental figure in our past has really set the tone for all future relationships. You get it? So this is telling us that we have something to examine perhaps about who we are, our makeup, our upbringing, why we are the way that we are, why we are attracted to a certain type of a person. I'm also getting that the King of Swords can be you, the viewer, cutting yourself off from your emotions, cutting something out, pretending that it doesn't exist, pretending that it's not affecting you. We have repression in this reading. Compartmentalization can sometimes be a negative. You have the ability to compartmentalize your feelings, but when you're compartmentalizing, you're not dealing with them. But I also feel like this is for the person that's watching the video. The person that you're connected to is compartmentalizing. They have a lot of codependency issues. So that's why you've had a lot of struggles with them. And until they clear this childhood crap up, because the Six of Cups is also childhood, you guys, then this is what the problem is. So this is what's bringing us into the reading. Interesting information. So let's continue to delve deeper. So now what we're going to do is, why did this happen? Why did this happen, and what has been triggered within you? Why do we have to go through this with this particular situation? The situation that just is still there. The trigger that's still there. Why do we have to go through this pain? Obviously, we just saw it was for growth. Spiritual transformation and growth. Got it. But let's get some specifics here. This right here is called the Reclaim Your Power Oracle cards by Anthea Spark. King of Family, together forever. That's really interesting. That's one of my favorite things to say. That's very interesting. There's just certain words that I just say too much. I'm sorry. Okay. Unfamiliar love, and the Knight. Okay, for some reason, you guys, a king and a knight keep coming through this reading. You guys saw it earlier. Now we're seeing it again. There could be two people here, or this could be the same aspects, like different aspects, I should say, of the same person. This could be you and them. Please take it how it resonates, but that is what we are getting here. We have the King of Family, together forever, the Big Heart, unfamiliar love, and we have the Knight of Success, which is expansion and growth. Let's clarify some of this energy. So why did this happen? Why did this happen, and what has been triggered? So when it comes to the King of Family, together forever, what does this mean? This could be perhaps that some of you guys met this individual and thought, oh my God, this is the one. Maybe this person promised you that. Maybe this person and you talked about marriage and it never happened. You thought you were going to be together forever. This was an insane connection for you. So it was a shock and a surprise perhaps. Why did this happen? I'm also getting too that you may have been together with this person in a past life. And so when you guys did reconnect in this particular life, that's why the connection was so strong, because it had already been established. Knight of Swords. But what I'm getting here is that this swords energy keeps coming up. We have the King of Swords, and now we have the Knight of Swords. I do feel like this energy has something to do with the issues of the person that you're dealing with. So I'm connecting the dots with these suits. That King of Swords has the ability to compartmentalize. That King of Swords is somebody who's detached from their emotions. They're cut off. You may have been in this energy here with this person. You felt like they were the one. You felt like you guys would be together forever. You felt this amazing connection. And perhaps maybe they did too, but they cut themselves away. This Knight of Swords can sometimes be very, very harsh with their words. They can sometimes be very abrupt in their actions and be very hurtful and cause a lot of pain. So that's just what I'm getting here is why did we have to go through this? Well, we had to go through this because we have to understand that this person was not in this energy of being the king of family. You may have wanted them to be that king of family, which to me is like a king of pentacles. Somebody who is ready to build a family with you and have that relationship with you. But you're dealing with somebody who's not able to be in that energy with you. They just weren't. Either they weren't ready or they're not able to connect with their emotions. So that's, of course, very painful. It's very painful energy when you're not on the same page with somebody. When somebody isn't ready, you're ready and they're not. So now we have the energy of the big heart, unfamiliar love. We have knights coming up. A lot of masculine energy. We've literally seen no feminines come through this reading so far. Isn't that interesting? These could be different masculines that we are dealing with, you guys. This doesn't have to be the same. So again, apply it how it makes sense for you. But unfamiliar love. This card is an energy that comes through when there's something very different about this connection. Something you've never felt. But I'm getting that is for this particular person. The person that you were dealing with, this was very unfamiliar territory for them. The Knight of Wands is a player. They're not ready to settle down. So when you came into this connection with this individual, they may not have been ready to settle down in this. They may have not been ready for this kind of connection, this kind of love. So the Knight of Wands was off to the next adventure. Okay? So that's just something that you have to understand, that this person just wasn't ready. They just weren't ready. But the Knight of Wands, of course, is filled with passion. A lot of passion, perhaps, in your connection. It was very strong, very magnetic. I'm getting here that this is for both people. So, Knight of Success, expansion and growth. The Unknown card. Wow. Oh my. Okay. Well, this Unknown card is obviously, it's unknown. It's unknown what's going to happen. That woman there is holding that crystal ball, but it's unknown. The future is unknown is what I'm getting here with this perhaps situation or this person. The Knight of Success. I feel like somebody needed to expand and grow. So because they weren't ready for this connection, that's why it didn't happen. This is why they didn't honor it. This is why there was a lot of things that happened. This is why they may have acted a certain way towards you, because they were not ready. The Knight of Success could be somebody who is very focused in the material world. They were very focused on superficial things such as money, fame, fortune, all those things, physical things. So it's unknown whether or not this person has expanded and grown. We are going to ask those questions today. It's also unknown with what's going to happen. This has not been predetermined. That's where free will comes in. You know, a lot of people talk about destiny. A lot of people talk about fate. I feel that fate is things that are predetermined from spirit. This is what will happen. And spirit will intervene and find a way to make that happen. But there's also destiny. And destiny is things that were predestined, but we can rewrite things with our free will and our choices. So it's unknown with what's going to happen at this point with this particular person. This person may still be in an expansion and growth cycle. So again, it's still unknown what will happen. But all I know is that we have 3 knights here. Knights are not necessarily ready. Knights have not mastered to the king's level. So I feel like this person, perhaps if you're inquiring about, you know, what's going on with them, I feel like they're still in a growth cycle. They're still learning. They're still growing. They're still growing into the person perhaps that they're supposed to be. So why did this happen and how are you triggered? You were triggered by somebody's immaturity. You were triggered by somebody, and I don't want to say they didn't know any better. They did. Everybody knows better. Everybody knows right and wrong. Everybody knows what the fuck they're doing when they tell you lies or when they say certain things. They know. They might regret it later, but they know. So this is not excusing this person's behavior, but what I am getting here is that this person was not ready for this kind of a connection. So that's why this happened, because they weren't ready. They weren't ready. They had to expand and grow on their own. And so obviously what has been triggered, well, we're going to go into that right now. What was triggered within you? What was triggered within you? I kind of feel like that already came up in the very beginning of the reading, so it's a little bit of a repeat, but let's just go ahead and grab a couple of cards anyways, okay? What was triggered within you? We have the Sun, obviously, a lot of happiness. So triggers do not always have to be negative, you guys. A lot of happiness was triggered within you when you met this person. A lot. That King of Family, together forever. I mean, that is sunshine and freaking rainbows. That is beautiful energy. We got a freaking, I think that's a unicorn. I don't know, maybe it's just a horse. But that woman looks really happy. She looks really freaking happy. So this person may have made you very happy when you first met them. You thought you were going to be together forever. There's that King of Swords again. He keeps showing up. That King of Swords keeps showing up. I'm getting here that you were triggered by this person's behavior. This person's very cut off. This person is not in touch with their emotions. They either are afraid or they're suppressing their own stuff. The Sun can sometimes indicate children. 6 of Cups and the Sun, very similar energy with children. Usually there's children on the Sun's card, not in this particular deck. But I do have to say that there is some sort of childhood energy that keeps wanting to pop up here. It's your own, but it's also your other person's. It's something about the past. I'm also getting that people's own relationships, like I said, with that King of Swords, predetermines the rest of their relationships throughout their lives. I'm not saying everybody has daddy issues who's watching this reading, okay? I obviously do. That's the only reason that I'm bringing this up here. But this King of Swords keeps popping up. Very hard exterior. Somebody who has a difficult time showing us their affections. And so what do? We work harder. We work harder for that affection. You know, we may do things in order to get love. So it can be sometimes damaging to deal with this King of Swords person. But I'm getting here, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. Yes, you can take responsibility for certain things, but at the core of this, it's not your fault that this happened to you. With the Emperor. Yes, masculine, man. This masculine just keeps coming through. The Sun, I forgot to say, is also masculine. The Moon's feminine. The Sun's masculine. Masculine all day long. A masculine in your life. It could be many masculines in your life. But there's something here. What has been triggered in you? The masculine has triggered you. But what I'm also getting is that this triggers your masculine side. It triggers you to become stronger. And this does not mean that feminines are weak, you guys. That is not what I'm saying. But when you compare apples to feminine and masculine energy, the masculine energy is the side that can get things done, power through things. So can feminines. But the feminines are more in the receptive energy. We have both, you guys. We're all made up of both masculine and feminine. So you have the ability to use both of these energies all the time. I feel like you're being triggered by a masculine in this life, through this connection, okay? It's triggering some kind of perhaps energies within you from your past, your foundation. But I'm also getting that it's triggering you in a way to get you to take control and to become stronger, perhaps, like that Emperor and maybe that King of Swords energy. Becoming strong, not settling for bullshit, not settling for mistruths. Wanting to get to the bottom of things, not settling for less. It's helped you to grow. The Sun is about growth. So this connection has triggered you in a negative way in order for you to become a stronger person in this life. That's it. It's not the only reason, but that's what's coming through the reading today. For your own expansion and your own growth, and look at all that Sun energy. See? All right, so let's now get into the part of the reading where we are going to talk about where are we at in our healing and recovery process. This will be interesting. So I wanted to use all of my decks, well, not all of them, but 4 of my decks here today. Twin Flame Oracle, Twin Flame Journey Tarot, Spirits of Darkness and Light, as well as my Twin Flame Shadows. So let's get the energy. Where are we at on our recovery process and healing? Just going to grab one deck from one card from that deck. Where are we at in our recovering and healing process? We have power. Oh, we have the Spirit of the Christ. Gorgeous. We have the 3 of Pentacles. And we have the answer is yes. Wow. Okay. Well, this beautiful combination actually turned out better than I expected. Because the thing is that if we are feeling low vibrational, if we're feeling rageful, if we're feeling like we just, are having a difficult time, this is actually very empowering. The answer is yes, you guys, that you will conquer this, that you will take back your power if you feel like you haven't already, that you have become stronger and more powerful from your shadows and your challenges. Because remember, this is a shadow card, power. We derive power from the things that have burned us, the things that have hurt us. Now we have the Spirit of the Christ. Look at those words. Forgiveness, reconciliation, and unconditional love. My God, this is the whole reason. This is the whole reason. Say yes to this energy here. Continue to say yes to this energy of forgiving what has happened to you. Reconciling within yourself, reconciling your differences. We don't always get the luxury of being able to reconcile with somebody in the physical world. And so we have to reconcile this energy and this connection within ourselves. And how do we do this? Is by getting to a state of unconditional love. And it's a journey, you guys. It's not like you just arrive at that destination and you're just healed forever. Sometimes it comes and it goes. It waxes and then it wanes. The waves come in, the waves go out. So you're not meant to be perfect with this unconditional love thing all the time. It's a work in progress. 3 of Pentacles, collaboration. Again, we may not be able to come together with this person in the 3D world, but we can still say yes to this healing. We can still say yes to loving ourselves. We can still say yes that through love, everything gets better. Through forgiveness, everything gets better. And sometimes we might feel that staying in our hate and our rage and our shadow, that makes us feel very powerful. It makes us feel like we're on top of things. It makes us feel like we're never going to let anybody in again. We're tough as nails. But all you're doing with that energy is you're repressing. You're just repressing the inevitable. We all came here to feel this and to experience an unconditional love. And if your person is still in that energy of repressing, then that might be some of the struggles that they went through with you, maybe even in other relationships, or are still going through today. But you can release yourself from this negative cycle. You can say yes to forgiveness. You can say yes to this unconditional love. Oh, it's just amazing. Freaking amazing. All right. Now let's take a look and get into the energy here. As far as this other person is concerned, where are they at in life? Okay. Let's just take a little bit of a peek of where they might be in life. We're going to go into Aqua Moonlights, the Untold Truths of the Heart Oracle. And I forget what this tarot deck is called, but it's from Cherub's Thunder. She has a channel. They both have channels. The name isn't on her deck, so I just always forget it. All right, let's take a look. Where's this person at this time in their life? What's going on for them? Beginnings, new directions, fresh start, chance. That's beautiful. So let's go ahead and get a card with this. We have Queen of Wands. Fantastic. So the Queen of Wands is definitely an energy of somebody who's self-assured. It says energetic, somebody who's focused. Could be somebody who's very focused in their creative pursuits or their career. The Queen of Wands is definitely a go-getter. So it might be that they're having some new beginnings when it comes to creative starts, when it comes to shining, being in the limelight, really being in their confidence, newfound energy. So this is the thing, you guys. When it comes to this other person, say yes to this. Because you might see that. You might have wanted to see that they're doing really shitty. You might have wanted to see that they're doing really shitty. That they've never been able to forget you. That because they've done you so wrong, that their lives have fallen apart. Let's admit it. Let's be real here. Of course you felt that way. Of course you might still feel that way. But that doesn't make it truth. It doesn't make it that that's what's going to happen. It doesn't mean that this person has experienced nothing but joy, nothing but success and happiness since they did you dirty. But the thing is, sometimes we don't always get to see things happen the way that we see fit. This person could have gone through some sort of internal struggles. Other things in their life could have fallen apart. But this is just where they're at right now. Beginnings. Well, beginnings come after endings. So maybe they had to go through a bunch of stuff. Maybe they had to go through a bunch of things, and now they're finally back on their feet. Maybe they've had to go through a rough patch, but now they're making some sort of headway. But as long as you keep saying yes to forgiveness and unconditional love, you can be happy for not only you, but also this person. Wishing someone ill all the time is very exhausting. I've been there a million fucking times. We have a lover's energy here. So the lover's relationship, sexuality, soulmates. So what does this energy have to do with? I forgot to get one of these cards first. Could be some of them have moved on. And I know that that's probably going to be a knife in your gut. Some of them may have moved on. Some of them may be in other relationships. Maybe some of you know about this. Maybe some of you do not. Okay, that Queen of Wands, since we're dealing with a masculine energy here today, this Queen of Wands energy could be that, they're in another relationship. But I also want to throw this out here too. It could be, perhaps, that they're in a new direction, new energy. It does say chance. Chance. Don't know why that says that, chance. But there could be some sort of an energy here where perhaps maybe they're feeling your energy or even thinking about you. I'm just throwing it out there for some of you guys. Okay? Okay, so what's kind of interesting here is that I drew this card before I drew this card. Look at this. Clouded, judgment, unbalanced, skewed. So this changes things. This energy here, new direction, fresh start, and chance, feeling good in their own energy. But when it comes to connections, you guys, this is different. They're clouded, they're unbalanced, things are skewed when it comes to love and relationships. They may be choosing not to participate in relationships at this time because they only want to focus on themselves. They might be very confused about the connections that they have had in the past. You could be a part of that, of course. So that changes things for me. But for whatever reason, I drew that first, so there could have been a message out there for somebody with the other meaning. Upheaval. Okay, so let me tell you something, you guys. I know that when we first saw this, maybe some of us were kind of like, would have been nice to know or hear that maybe they didn't always have it so good, right? But we do have upheaval. They've had some tower moment. They have had some sort of an energy, an unexpected shock, some troubles in their lives. Things have not always been here. Eight of Swords, look at that. Okay, we have confusion and powerlessness. So they have had some sort of power taken away from them. They might be experiencing that right now. They might be stuck at this time. They might feel like they have no control over a situation or somewhere in their life. And so, again, this energy here of wanting to take control and wanting to start fresh, I just feel like your person could have really gone through something, and where it's left them is just kind of confused. I feel like the only thing that they can count on at this point is themselves. All other connections, dealing with other people, are very confusing to them at the moment. And I feel like some of them could have gone through maybe even some sort of spiritual awakening. And that's what that Tower is. Coming out of shackles of the mind, which is Eight of Swords. Something may have happened here. And they're kind of coming out of that energy, is what I'm seeing. Wow. So again, we're not wishing this person ill. We just wanted to kind of take a look and see what's been going on with them. Looks like they've had some success, but it also looks like they've had some difficulties as well. So now we're going to go into this. Have they ever really thought about you and what they did? And if so, was there any remorse? When it comes to you, the viewer, the person watching this video, has this person ever really thought about what happened? We're going to go into What's Brewing by Fire Witch Tarot. Let's spill the beans. Have they ever really thought about you? And if so, what does this energy look like? We're going to combine some of these cards with, what deck do I want to use? I'll use a different one here. Okay. Well, what I am getting from this immediately is that they have dealt with some sort of depression when it came to what happened with the two of you. I do get that. Let's clarify some of this. This is the Bianco Nero Tarot. What does this energy look like of depression? Oh, wow. I'm getting here with this one, Six of Wands. This is my ego card. Feeling good about yourself. I definitely feel like they have gone through some kind of, kind of coming off their high horse, a little bit of a blow. Now, when it comes to you and your connection, everybody's situation is different. You may have stepped away from this person. They may have stepped away from you. It may have been mutual. Who knows? But whatever energy that you displayed towards them, whether it was zip, none, or maybe indifferent, whatever this is, I feel like it has definitely left them puzzled, and it has affected their ego in some sort of way. So it did affect them and their feel-good energy, and them riding in that victory parade. Kind of took them off their high horses, what I'm getting here with whatever happened with the two of you. What else? Well, I'm also getting too that they feel like they've made some bad choices. So they're aware. They're aware that the choices that they made may not have been the best. So do they feel some remorse? I am getting probably. Yeah, they've thought about it. Seven of Pentacles. I feel like they have definitely reviewed their choices in life. And I feel like whatever choices they made specifically about your connection, they've pondered them. They've thought about it. So I definitely get an energy here where they have thought about it. Now, are we talking about have they, obsessed about it? They can't, they're losing sleep. They can't live or breathe or eat. That's not what we're talking about. But your person has thought about this. The Seven of Pentacles to me is a card of pondering. We're thinking about something. We're pondering something. We're examining something. You can see that man in that card. He's looking at what he has created. And what has he created? A lot of bad choices. He's made some decisions that weren't the greatest. So he is aware. This person is aware that they have made a bad choice, that they've done something. So I do get that there is some sort of remorse or understanding that they've done something wrong here. Wow. Throwing away, getting rid of, tossing out. This to me is the confirmation that that's probably how you felt, as if they thought you were trash and just discarded you as such. Just tossed you out like you never meant anything. It's very painful, even when I'm saying that. When I'm saying that, the Ten of Swords is on the bottom. That might have been how you felt. You just felt like you were tossed away like a piece of shit. I know that's how I felt. Ten of Wands. I'm getting here that something just at the end, whatever happened here, was too much. So they just dropped the ball. This person may have just decided, you know what, it's just too much to me. I can't deal with this. I can't handle it. It's too much. So instead of properly closing up this chapter, maybe delivering some proper closure, they just decided to either cut it off, ghost you, just, exit the building. Whatever has happened here, it's kind of like in the end, it was just too much for them. So I do feel, and I'm just going to be honest here, you guys, I do feel like your person was more concerned with the stress that they were going through rather than your own feelings. I do get that. And they see that maybe they could have handled things differently with you, but it was too much for them at the end of the day. So we're going to go into the hidden truth. Is there anything that this person maybe is holding on to deep down that they've never expressed to you, but maybe their higher selves can today? So the Hidden Truth Oracle cards by All Things Intuitive. Let's see if there's anything that can come forth today to maybe deliver some of that closure for the viewer from this person's higher self, which they may not be able to really connect with at this time. And even though there has been some shifts in their feelings here, I feel like it's more or less about them. But what does their higher self want to tell you? See, their higher self is telling you, I knew exactly what I was doing. That's something that I said earlier in the reading. It's just being confirmed. This person knew what they were doing. They weren't clueless. They weren't, they were childish perhaps, but they knew what they were doing. They knew that they were hurting you. They made bad choices though. They deliberately made these choices anyways. So I feel like this person's higher self is taking responsibility right now, that you don't have to make excuses for their behavior. They knew exactly what they were doing. This person is waiting for a sign that you want to hear from them. So what I'm getting for this is that this individual isn't planning on contacting you until they get some sort of sign from the universe perhaps, or maybe a sign directly from you that you want to hear from them. You may have walked away from this person and never spoken to them again. So why would they even think that you'd ever want anything to do with them again? If there's been no communication, then how would this person even know that you still are affected? So sometimes people just, it's in the past. Let it stay in the past. They think about it perhaps, but they're not really willing to do anything unless you give them that green light that you want them to. So again, I feel like this person is not wanting to open themselves up to either being rejected or dealing with the heaviness of these emotions that are connected to the situation. But they do still think about you sometimes. Sometimes they stay awake and they think about you. So you're not completely gone from this person's memory. They do think about you from time to time is what I'm getting here. I mean, again, are they obsessing about you? Are they thinking about you every day? Perhaps not. But they do think about you sometimes. Sometimes they do think about you. And they think about maybe how they could have done things differently, perhaps. So let's get an overall energy with all of that. What is an overall energy when it comes to what happened? just going to go into these cards again here. What's an overall energy with all of these thoughts and words? Yeah, see, they're hiding that. They're concealing it. It's a secret. It's a secret to you that they're even thinking about you sometimes, and that they might be waiting for you to give them a sign, or waiting for a sign that you actually want to hear from them. So this person is concealing themselves from you. They're not making themselves known in your life. And they're also concealing and holding back perhaps their either apology or their new understanding about themselves. But I do feel like they are definitely in an energy where they're still growing. They're still growing, and they're still healing, and they're still learning. Let's get one card to, okay, see? I can't make it up. What are they concealing? An apology. Because I wanted to just clarify, what are they holding back? What are they hiding? A return, forgiveness, and gifts. Wow. I don't know why I felt drawn to confirm what that concealing card meant. They're holding back an apology. It does say return. They're waiting for you. I don't know. That doesn't mean, you guys, to make any decisions, do anything. Because just because somebody's feeling this doesn't mean that just because they get a sign that you want to hear from them that they're going to do it. So always make decisions based on what you're feeling inside. It's 1:11 on the screen when I said that. So yeah, that's what we got. That's pretty deep. So let's grab some cards and talk about now, what are the chances that you will ever have an opportunity to gain closure from this person either reaching out to you or reappearing in your life? This will be interesting. Let's go into the Sansushi cards. Sansushi? Sounds Japanese, but it's not. Because I'm probably saying it wrong. Oh, I moved this. And the Ro-Rig Tarot. Now with the Ro-Rig Tarot, you guys, there are a couple of court cards. If you guys are familiar with this deck, I read the Knights as Knights and the Princes as Kings. I understand you guys might do it differently, but that's the way I do this in this deck. What are the chances that you and this person will ever have an opportunity to maybe even have a conversation in the physical world, or even gain some sort of closure, have the opportunity to forgive? Let's take a look. What are the chances, Spirit? Miss Charming. All right. This says to turn a blind eye, willingness to compromise, sweet talking, persuasiveness, and golden middle course. Well, let's take a look here. I have the Nine of Pentacles, keyword gain. I have the Three of Swords, which is a card of sorrow. And I have the Eight of Cups. What I'm getting here, you guys, is that someone is going to perhaps more than likely turn a blind eye to this situation and choose not to come forward. I'm sorry if you guys wanted a different outcome, but I'm getting in this moment that is the situation. This is not forever. When you get a card reading or something comes through, when we talk about the possibilities of the future is always shifting and changing. Go back to the card when we were talking about this person and remember how we had the unknown card. It's unknown what's going to happen with this situation. It's still under development. And with the free will choices that people make will determine the outcome. So at this time, this person is going to turn a blind eye, and they may not be willing to compromise. Nine of Pentacles, of course, is a card of just staying alone. Three of Swords means there's too much pain, too much water under the bridge. It's easier to just stay away. That's the decision right now, okay? I'm just reporting it. All right, let's now go into the energy here of How can we continue to gain closure and move on without them and heal? So this is kind of some funny decks that I have. So if you guys are triggered, like I said, by curse words, which if you were, you probably wouldn't be watching this video so far since I've, placed many F-bombs already. Let's go ahead and go into the F-bombs and angels deck by Andrew Barker. He has his own YouTube channel and Instagram. Let's also go into the Rebel deck, which can sometimes be triggering for people. And then we're going to get this energy here of the Soulful Woman. So let's see what our angels have to say. So these cards, the way that they work, there is the heart and the bomb. I'm going to read both. Oh, I have hair here from the cats. Okay. So how can we continue to gain closure and move on, whether this person ever says they're sorry? All right, let's read it. Archangel Shamuel. It says, Archangel Shamuel, please help me to find ways to bring peace to myself and others. So what I am getting here is that Archangel Shamuel is with a lot of you right now, helping you to find ways to bring peace to yourself and to this person, to forgive this person, to be in the energy of unconditional love. But let's go ahead and look at the bomb. Archangel Shamuel, I need some fucking peace, and these other fuckers do too. Help me with that. So this is definitely an energy of saying that we want to find peace with this person and this situation. The only way that we can do that, though, is to find peace within ourselves. When we find peace within ourselves, we're going to find it easier to find peace with this person and this situation. So work with Archangel Shamuel, you guys, when it comes to healing and forgiveness. This card says some good shit is about to happen. Don't let your issues fuck it up. So this is the thing. Your issues with this person, your issues that have been brought up with this connection, don't let it fuck up the good things in your life. Just don't do it. Kind of like I will not let this, these issues fuck up my beautiful relationship. Has it had an effect on it because of the emotional things that I've gone through, because of some of the insecurities that I have? Absolutely. But I refuse to let my past fuck up my future and my present. So that's what I'm saying here. Don't let the good things that want to come towards you or that are even in your life right now, don't screw it up on account of this. This has something to teach you, yes. But there's a reason that it all happened. There's a reason why it's not happening now. There's a reason why, maybe something else is meant for you at this time. Maybe there's a reason why there's a period of waiting for some of you. And we have soul's truth. I listen to my soul's simple truths and I allow my life to unfold naturally. So this is about always being in alignment with your truth. No one can tell you what the truth is about this situation for you. Not even this reading, not me, not anybody else. The only person that is in alignment with your truth when it comes to your journey, this situation, is you. So always stay in alignment with that. When something feels off for you, when you're hearing something, when something's happening here and it doesn't feel right for you, pay attention. That's your higher self's way of saying you're out of alignment here. You know the truth, okay? You know when you're bullshitting yourself too. You know when you're being delusional. You know when you're lying to yourself. You know when you're putting things off. You know when you're repressing things. You know. So, good things want to come your way. Just try not to stand in the way and fuck it up when it comes to all of this unforgiveness or all of this energy that you might be holding on to in a negative way, if that's your story. Okay, so now let's go ahead and see what needs to be activated within us in order for us to find more peace and to be forgiving. We are going into the Sacred Geometry Activation Oracle cards, and we're combining them with the Syrian Starseed Tarot. What needs to be activated within us? And how may we go about that? Integration. So this says the frequency of integration supports our embrace of every aspect of ourselves, allowing what we perceive as positive and what we perceive as negative to harmonize in a balanced symphony of life. So this is about balancing the dark and the light, balancing the good things that have happened to us with the bad and challenging things that have happened to us. And seeing that life is not perfect. We are not perfect. People aren't perfect. That is life. And gaining peace and harmony within that middle ground, that even-mindedness. Four of Flames, that's where it's at. Four of Flames is the Four of Wands. Do you see this beautiful palace? That's where it's at. That's where the, it's kind of like, that's where your heaven is at. Right there, right in the middle ground. It's not about being on cloud nine all the time. It's not about being in the pits of hell. It's about finding that middle ground, just somewhere right in the middle. Sometimes when we're on that emotional roller coaster and we're on this like high all the time, everything's awesome, everything's amazing, and it can be. But sometimes when something happens, it can really take us to the pits. And then we feel like everything sucks again. So you're constantly on that roller coaster. It's about practicing integrating both dark and light energies and staying right in the middle, that even-mindedness. It's a very Eastern philosophy way of looking at life. Two of Cups. Okay, you guys, I just got to point it out because a lot of you guys that watch readings, you guys watch a lot of other readers, and a lot of other readers talk about the Two of Cups or lovers and the Four of Wands coming up in a reading. They talk about divine connections, twin flames, things like that. You've got to learn how to integrate this energy that you're feeling with this person and find peace with it. Harmonize with it. Integrate it into your life. You can still move forward. I have. You can still move forward and be happy and still do the healing and the necessary work that you need to do with yourself with this connection. Okay? It has something to teach you. It's still a part of you for a reason. You can integrate all of these different energies all at once and find peace and balance and harmony in your life through it all. And we have the Sun. You can grow. You can expand. You can become strong through all of this. You can have it all. You can have it all. You don't have to suffer for a greater spiritual lesson. You can expand and you can heal through these challenges, but you don't have to suffer and be unhappy on your journey. Unless that's what you think you need to do, or if that's your personal choice. However, I'm not interested in that. I'm interested in being happy. I'm interested in doing what I need to do while being happy. I'm interested in integrating all of that into my present. So I feel like the reason that the reading is ending up like this is because maybe perhaps through my own personal experience and my own personal journey, which I've really never talked about on my channel, is just really coming through to help some of you that might be in a similar situation or wondering how the hell you're ever going to be able to move forward. Some people, some diehards, twin flamers, I always call them twin flamers, and I'm not here to argue with anybody. And just so you guys know, my assistant Victoria, she'll be going through all the comments, so any stupid comments or anything like that, I'm not going to see them, so don't waste your time. But some people feel Like if you're in another relationship, that somehow that's going to destroy your mission of being a twin flame, etc., etc. For me, I'm not looking for union in a physical sense. I'm looking for union within myself, and it's through this connection that I'm finding that. So if that is not my, I guess, plan, then it's not really going to take anything away from my life. Actually, I've found that it adds to my life. It adds to my life in a beautiful way. Again, those things wax and wane. Sometimes I'm dealing with very positive, loving energy, and sometimes I'm not. But that's my journey to navigate those things and come to a healed place within myself, to remember, integrate those energies. So it's not always about physical union, people, on this journey. Everybody, it's to each their own. No way is wrong and no way is right. It's like religion. How can you say that these people have it all right and everybody else has it wrong? I'm not interested in that way of thinking, so I don't look at twin flames or the twin flame journey in that way either. I'm very open, and if you're not, it may be that my channel and my readings and my philosophies and teachings, I don't really consider myself teaching anybody really, but my experiences and what I'm bringing forth to the collective, it may not resonate with you. You may feel like you need to go and, spend time with readers that are only focused on physical union and things like that. Again, nothing wrong with that. But my take is that I'm just trying to bring healthy attitudes and ways of going about to navigate yourself on this journey that you find yourself on. And whether or not it's meant to lead to physical union or not, I'm here to basically just help you guys get through some of the process and some of the junk that you guys might be feeling. That's what I feel my purpose is on the twin flame journey. I really do. So I really hope that this helps some of you guys out there. We're going to close up with some messages from our angels, okay? And then we're going to be done. So we're going to be going into the Whispers of the Ocean and the Mermaid Tarot. What are closing messages from our guides and our angels? Breakthrough to a new dimension. A new endeavor is on the horizon. Innovative energy wants to burst forth into your consciousness. This is about ascension. This is about breaking through into a new level of thinking and awareness, perhaps on your journey. This is about not having tunnel vision on your journey, that it has to be this way or else, or this is the only way to this or to that. Chuck it. Chuck all of those very narrow-minded ideas. Be more expansive in your thinking. Death. Whoa. The only way through to this next dimension is you've got to drop the old. You've got to drop something that you've been holding on to. You've got to go through this rebirthing cycle, this death, this transformation. It has to take place in order for us to get to a higher level of awareness and thinking. In order for us to ascend, the old has to be removed. The Chariot's the only way forward. It's the only way forward. And I feel like what Spirit is saying is that they are helping us to basically move forward and to move on. To move forward and to move on. That's the Chariot's energy. Chariot's energy is forward momentum. It's not about staying attached and stuck in the past. We've got to find a way to break through and to move forward. It's the only way. That whale is breaching out of the water, coming up for air. New energy. Oh my God, you guys, this is amazing. The Tower at the very end. The only way up is from the ashes. The tower is like the phoenix rising. You're crumbled and brought to your knees. And now it's just about moving forward and getting through all that wreckage. The chariot is the vehicle that's going to get you through all of that wreckage. You have been broken down. You have crumbled. You have faced it. You have dealt with all of this stuff for a reason. It was for death and transformative energy in this lifetime. So now you're able to break through to a new dimension through this whole situation, through this dealing with this individual. So at the very end, we can be blessed. We can be so grateful that we were affected so significantly. It has something to teach us about ourselves. It has something to teach us about our own energy, our own ascension process. Wow, how amazing. All right, guys, hour and a half. I'm going to end it here. I really hope that you enjoyed it. Like I said, me sharing a bunch of my personal information and everything like that, something I normally don't do. I did feel called to do it today for whatever reason, but it won't be something that I do all the time. So if you guys are first-time viewers, this is not my normal reading style. I usually just kind of stay behind the scenes and just, read the cards. But this time, I don't know. Spirit said just be raw, share it, even if you regret it later, which sometimes I do. Or if people hate it or unsubscribe, doesn't matter. I feel like it was the message that maybe some of you needed to hear today. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys, I think, either tomorrow or the next day, because I'm going to post some more, just uppity, casual types of readings, some fun readings for Valentine's week. All right, take care. Bye-bye.